Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Kickoff Discussion Podcast. A beautiful Tuesday morning to each and every one of you, and I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Prosperous New Year in advance. Well, shall we talk about Bukayo Saka's injury and Gabriel Jesus' recent goal scoring form? Well, let's dive into it. It has really been, I would say, an emotional weekend for Bukayo Saka because this season so far, he has been hurt for a couple of times, and within November and October and November, during the international break, he picked up a knock while on international duty, and he was out of the team for quite some game. And again, he was substituted, I think, in the 23rd minute of the game against Crystal Palace with an hamstring injury, and he was also seen working on the crunches when they were leaving the Sellers Park on Saturday. In my own opinion, I think this has been it's been a long time coming, and we've already we've already been expecting something like this to happen. Because over the summer, I think I still discussed about having a worthy replacement for Bukayo Saka. However, the manager, I don't know, he wasn't able, or the entire team was not able to get in a worthy replacement for him. And over the years since he broke into the Arsenal team, he has um, he has played 250 Premier League games, which is quite enormous for a player of 23 years of age. That's a huge number to rake in. However, it is what it is. Injury is part of the game. However, not this time that we already have. We are short. I would say we are short in the team, and we are short when in terms of our productivity on the team. And we know what Bukayo Saka can give to this current Arsenal team, and what he has been given to this current Arsenal team. So he will be heavily missed. He will be heavily missed. And what the manager also acknowledged that in the post-match interview he did after the game against Crystal Palace on Saturday, and he also acknowledged that Bukayo Saka will be out for a number of weeks, like many weeks. No, nothing specific yet. Nothing specific yet, but he said Bukayo Saka will be out for many weeks, which I think is really, really a big blow for Arsenal at this point in time, because he's one of the most important players for us. And if he is on the field, his productivity is very, very high. And if he's not in the team, especially that right hand side, will just be as good as dead. Do you understand? Will just be as good as dead. But on Saturday, when he was substituted, Gabriel Martinelli was shifted to the right hand side. He got a goal, and he also did a pull-out that resulted into a goal for Kai Havertz in that game. I think maybe because our manager was looking at, he can switch Gabriel Martinelli to that angle. But what if that doesn't work for us the way we envisioned or the way we expected? So, from my own perspective, there are different options that can happen for Arsenal in this situation. Number one is shifting Gabriel Martinelli to that wing. Gabriel Jesus can also play from that wing as well, but none of them can be as productive as Bukayo Saka can be on that right hand side. And the very last thing that we can do, another thing we can do, is shift Ethan Nwaneri to that wing, which I don't think is the perfect solution to all this whole problem. And again, lastly, going into the market to find a replacement for Bukayo Saka. The reason why I think Mikel Arteta or the team was not able to get in a replacement for Bukayo Saka is because you cannot get a high-profile player to sit on the bench and play a second option to Bukayo. I don't think that's going to happen. Like a player who is also looking to play regular football can just come into Arsenal and sit down for Bukayo to play. The only thing we can do is just find a decent cover who will be able to play a second choice to Bukayo and who can also give us that productivity on that right hand side, on that right hand channel for us. But for me, I don't think that we can have any high profile player come into the club and sit on the bench. I don't think that's going to happen, and I don't think that's a viable option. So the January transfer window will open, I think, in a week time, and the only option left for Arsenal, if all these ones doesn't work, is to find a replacement in the transfer window, which I don't think is a viable option. Because according to what the manager said, he said he's going to look for how they are going to navigate this situation, which I think he will be looking at switching Gabriel Martinelli to that wing, or he will be playing Gabriel Jesus or Ethan Nwaneri, either of the three options. I don't think he will go into the transfer window to bring in a high profile right winger to replace Bukayo Saka yet. I don't think that's going to happen because we've been clamoring for a killer and a centre forward who can finish off every Arsenal move, who can convert those moves into goals. And moving on to Gabriel Jesus, this season has really been a tough season. It has been a tough start to the season for him. And just last week alone, he scored 5 goals, which I think is quite good for him at this point in time. But can we rely on Gabriel Jesus with this current form that he just hit? I don't think so. I don't think we can rely on him because, the way he has been since the beginning of the season, I cannot rely on him based on just 1 week form that he has played. So I need to see that consistency first before I can be reliant on Gabriel Jesus. So for me, I think Arsenal should still go into the transfer window to look for a killer, probably Vitor Gyökeres, because I think he may be available in this January transfer window, which I think will be a great addition to this current Arsenal team. So for me personally, I don't think that Gabriel Jesus will be that reliant to give us that finishing touch we need in front of goal. But I still believe partially that he can do it. He can do it, but he just needs to prove to us with consistency that he can actually give us that consistent goal scoring that he has displayed in the last week. So now we'll be playing against Ipswich Town on Thursday, which I think will be another test for Gabriel Jesus. It will be another test for him just to see whether he can give us that consistent goal scoring form. So I believe and I hope that he can do it, and we will all be looking out for him to give us that consistent goal scoring form. So for me, these are just the things that I observe, and these are my opinion about what the injury to Bukayo Saka and the goal scoring form for Gabriel Jesus. You can drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. Thank you very much for your support, and I'll see you in another episode. And bye for now.